I like the process.
Hmm.
Yeah, the funneling process to me makes a lot of sense. Having worked with startups and new businesses now for over a period of roughly 10 years, I've seen a lot of them go by the wayside, and I've seen some succeed. And the sum is very few. So if you have the ability to assess things very quickly, and then be able to get focused on ones that could actually get ahead, then that ticks a very big box for me.
Yes.
Um, Secondly, it's around the pragmatic approach. Um, you've got to be pragmatic when you're looking at these sort of things. You can't be emotional. You've got to be able to sit back and work out when things are going well, and more importantly, when things aren't going well.
Yeah.
And that requires difficult conversations, honest conversations, and pragmatic conversations. So I think that's another element. And then I always look at things through the filters of strategy, price, and culture. I think the way that you're approaching it from a, well, what sectors are long-term growth sectors versus those sectors that aren't. I mean, there's a bunch of sectors out there that are extremely sexy, that attract a whole pile of people, and the numbers of churns of good ideas in those particular sectors is very high. Starting from the fundamentals of what's going to grow, what sectors are going to grow and which ones aren't, I think is a really good starting point. Again, it's a pragmatic sort of approach, and it's a data-driven sort of approach rather than an emotional sort of approach. That appeals to me greatly.
Yeah. And yeah, that's very true. That's at the core of what we do is not that we will put emotion aside, but we'll have a scientific evaluation first and going, yeah, here are the market parameters, here's a global market, here's a macroeconomics of why this should work. And once we know that, hey, they're in the good bucket, which is probably 20% of all business that may be in that kind of good bucket, then, okay, well, why should this particular business prevail? And that to some extent is that gut feel, instinct kind of judgment as like, hey, there's some factors, or they know people, or the founders are really charismatic, or whatever it might be, or maybe they don't not charismatic and actually works in the industry. Whatever it is, it's just like that's where you get into the specifics and the details of the business. So yes,
Yeah, well, that's where the culture side of things comes in.
yeah,
From, in terms of my three filters, and the
yeah.
culture
You
is
use
very
that
much
culture, price. What was the third one?
culture. So you've got culture, price, and strategy. So
Strategy.
strategy is right, the culture is right, the fit is right, which, when you're looking at this end, is very much around the founders and who the founders have surrounded themselves with. Then it's a matter of price, and that's a calculation based on what we see as the risk premium going forward.
Yep.
But the emotional side very much comes into the culture side, and the ability to assess people, and assess people's personalities, and where we think those particular personalities can take the idea that they've developed.
Yep. That's very true.